Hey everybody, Danny Lipford here, and welcome to Talk to Today's Homeowner, brought to you by the Home Depot. And we're going to have a lot of fun. It's springtime, and you're probably itching to get out of the house a little bit. Well, I've got a few things that we're going to suggest that you do around your home. Now, first of all, reach down, click the share button so a lot of other people can join us. So this is some really good information, because here's what happens. You try to maintain your home. You want to be that proactive homeowner, and you start thinking about all the things you have to do to maintain and improve your home. It can be a little overwhelming. So a few years ago, my buddy Joe Truini, that works with me on my television and radio shows, sat down and we decided to kind of create the essential items that we think homeowners need to do in order to maintain their homes properly. We actually came out with 40 different items. No, you don't have to do all those at one time. So to make that more manageable, we divided it up into the 4 logical seasons of the year. And today we're going to cover the spring edition of our 4 seasons of home ownership. Now, I have some paperwork here that I want to show you, but you don't have to keep any notes or anything. But this is available to you right now by going to todayshomeowner.com/4seasons. And what we have, of course, we got an infographic here to show you a few things, but this is one that we're going to go over here. And what it basically has is top 10 essential things that we really suggest you do. Now, maybe even that sounds a little intimidating, but what if I told you that it'll only take you about 8 hours to do? You don't have to do it all at one time, and only about $120 total materials in order to take care of all of that. So now it starts to sound a little more manageable. Now, when you look at today's homeowner.com/4seasons, you'll also see 2 other categories. One is if time and budget allow. So if you get all of this done and you're feeling good and you got a little bit more time and maybe a few more dollars ready, you can take on the next category. We even have one, a little something extra. We may touch on that in just a little bit, but right now let's focus on the top 10. Now, one of the things, let's walk around here and I'll show you something. One of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure, if you haven't done it in the last year, call your air conditioning and heating contractor, the professional that you trust, to come out and service your air conditioning and heating system. Now, you've already overworked it during the winter time, and so it's probably needing a little cleaning, a little calibrating. Certainly that filter needs to be clean, and you need to have that professional make sure that it's operating properly, and he'll make sure that he'll check the inside and outside unit to ensure that it is doing what it needs to do. One thing that you can do, though, is make sure all of the outside unit is completely free of debris. So what I would suggest, I just did clean mine up here just a few days ago, I would suggest you turn the power off to it. Then you can take your water hose and really clean everything. But what you don't want to do is to damage the aluminum fins that are all around the evaporative system here, because if you bend those, it's going to make it less efficient. So clean it up really well, let it dry, and then turn the power back on. So that's number 2 on our list of the top 10. Number 3 is this thing over here, cleaning your dryer vent. Now, it's amazing. You can see the lint's all over the place here. And even if you clean the lint filter every single time you use the dryer, as you should, you're still going to have a lot of lint. And this causes about 6,000 to 7,000 house fires a year, but it only takes a couple minutes. Here's what you need. This is something that's available right now at Home Depot. You can put it right in your drill, and this is all you need. You'll take the cap off here, just a few screws, and just pull that off and clean it. Then you're going to take it, move this up inside the dryer vent to clean out all of that lint, and you will probably be amazed at what you get out of that dryer vent. Now, some dryer vents are, this one is only about 2 feet from here to the back of the dryer. Some are a lot longer. Extension rods are available for this to reach no matter what you need. So I'll be dropping back by in just a little bit to take care of that. Another thing that I think is great, and we have it on our top 10 list, is to make sure that you lubricate anything outside your home or inside your home that moves. And that includes hinges on your doors, that includes your doorknobs and your deadbolt locks, also gate hardware. I have some gate here that I'll be lubricating later, because you don't want there to be any rust that prevents it from working like it should. But I got to caution you on this. Not all lubricants are the same. You see these multi-purpose lubricants that people use all the time, and they spray it on everything. Well, that's not what you really need to do. You need to use the right lubricant for the particular purpose, and you can find all that information at todayshomeowner.com, and just look up proper use of lubricants and it'll tell you which one you need to use. But I can tell you this, you don't want to spray anything in a lock. you want to use liquid graphite. It comes in a little bitty tube, and that tube will probably last you 10 years. But it'll go inside that lock, and it'll make all of the inner workings of that lock work really smooth, and it'll certainly make it last a lot longer. So you want to be careful with that part of it. You know, another thing, now on this side of my house I don't have any screens, but my wife just doesn't like screens on some windows. But another area of the home where we will be opening the windows a good bit during this pretty weather, we have screens. Now, you need to clean the screens. This is a great time to do it, and it's also on our list. And you can check to see if there's any repairs that are necessary, if any tears are in the screen. You'll want to replace those to keep all those insects out. But I'll tell you a really quick and easy way. Do you have one of the little kiddie pools? You know, the little molded plastic pools there that kids love to splash around in? Well, they're great for cleaning screens. Fill it up with water, put a little bit of dishwashing liquid in it, get a soft bristle brush, dip your screen down in there, and then you can just scrub it off and then spray it off, and you're ready to put it back in your window. After you clean all of the tracks around the window, make sure it's good. And we're talking about the lubricant. Go ahead and use some lubricant to make sure those windows are easy to move up and down. Because if they're easy to open and close, you're going to use them a lot more in springtime. It's a great time to air out the house, because a lot of times people don't realize that the air inside your home is a lot more polluted than the air outside your home. Now, another thing that you want to look at, and this isn't very much fun at all, and that is cleaning your gutters out. Gutters are so important. You want to make sure your downspouts are moving that water away from the house, and you want to be really careful if you're having to get on a ladder, because so many people will get on a ladder and then they'll reach out too far, and that's all they need. They're on the ground, on the way to the urgent care. So you want to make sure you do that. I would suggest using glasses, gloves, and then you can have your garbage bag along to throw all of the debris in. Now, another thing, you may have a antifreeze jug or a jug that's shaped like the antifreeze. You can actually take a razor knife and kind of cut that a certain way to craft a nice little scoop that will fit right in that gutter and scoop all of that debris out, so that you're not actually having to reach your hand down in there. But when you're doing your guttering and when you're cleaning that out, make sure you don't forget that downspout to flush it out, because it can get impacted with leaves and debris quite a bit. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is Talk to Today's Homeowner. We're talking about our spring edition of our 4 Seasons for Homeownership. Things that you really should do around your home. We have the top 10 list we're going down. Just a real quick review. One of them is making sure your air conditioning and heating system is being serviced by a professional. That's very important. Cleaning the leaves and debris away from your air conditioning condenser unit on the outside. That'll keep it running efficiently. Clean all of the gutters, downspouts. Make any repairs that you see. During the next rain, I always tell people, if you really want to see how rain is working in and around your home, just grab your umbrella, walk around outside, and look at all of the gutters and the downspouts to see if there's any leaks. Make you a little note or take you a picture of it on your phone, so that when it's dry, you can do the necessary repairs there. Because a lot of times leaks will occur like that, and they'll keep going and going, and people will never know it because they're not out in the rain. Go out in the rain a little bit and make sure that water's running away from your house and not dripping through that gutter. Another thing we mentioned is about cleaning all of your window screens. Another thing I didn't mention there about cleaning window screens: hey, if you have a swimming pool, nothing wrong with dipping it down in that swimming pool, getting it nice and clean. And that's another great way of doing that, cleaning all of the tracks and so forth. Another one is about cleaning the lint from your clothes dryer. Very important. And again, I'll remind you, all of these things will take less than 8 hours and less than $120 for everything that we're talking about. And everything that you need throughout this entire list is available right now at the Home Depot. So you can run down, you can print your list out from todayshomeowner.com/4seasons. Walk right into the aisles and knock out everything that you need, pick up all the materials that you need. Very, very easy to handle all of that. We talked about lubricating the door locks. Another thing that you may want to give a little attention to is your garage doors. Man, those things can be so loud when you open and close them. All they need is a little bit of love, and that love comes with white lithium grease. So use a white lithium grease, and then you're lubricating anything that's moving. Do not put it on the tracks. That's not moving. It's the rollers, it's the hinges, it's the locks, anything that you have there. That's what you want to grab a hold of, and make sure that you lubricate that well. It'll quieten it down. It'll make it work a lot easier, which means it's going to last a lot longer. So that is, let's see, we've got about 7 things already knocked off our list. We haven't spent a lot of time doing any of this. None of it's required a lot of tools, and you're able to move along on it really well. Now, prior to doing your cleaning your gutters, you need to make sure that there's no debris on your roof. Now, I'll have to caution you on this. If you're not comfortable getting on a roof, and this roof's not real steep, but still when you get up there, it feels a lot steeper and it feels a lot higher than it actually is. So if you're not comfortable getting up there, don't get up there. But you want to make what's ideal is to have someone get up there. Leaf blowers are a great way to do it, is just to get up, start at the very top, and just work your way down, especially in and around any fireplaces or any of the valleys that you may have, and get all of that debris off the roof. And while you're there, check closely around your chimney or any flashings, anything or shingles that just don't look quite right. Make sure you get those repaired before those hard rains come in and cause a lot of problems. Okay, one of the things that people do, especially, I know a lot of people right now are really excited about their gardens, and they're ready to get everything started there. Great way to start on your garden is to make sure all of your tools are ready. You know, when you buy a shovel, it's not sharp at all, you know, for safety reasons and so forth, but it sure does make it easier if you sharpen it up a little bit. So all you have to do is just to take a file, actually take a mill file, and you're just edging it like this. Get in some good light, make sure you're looking at it carefully, and you just sharpen that edge just like you would a kitchen knife and work that out really, really nice. A bench grinder can be used. That's pretty aggressive, you know, for a thin bladed type of a garden tool like this. For a thicker thing like an axe, that works pretty well. Make sure you wear those safety glasses though. I hear people all the time, just real quick, they grab something, get something in their eye, and that's a terrible way to start off springtime around your house. Another thing you're going to use a lot, and you can tell this one's been used quite a bit, is a wheelbarrow like this. Good idea to turn it over, make sure that wheel is aligned properly, make sure the wheel is properly inflated, and oil it up, grease it up a little bit to where it's going to work really, really well for you. Next thing on the list is to prepare all of your beds. You want to make sure that your extra mulch, you might need to put some pre-emergent, some weed killer in there. Home Depot has everything you need, and they have people there in the aisles that can help you purchase the right thing for anything that you need there. Now remember, todayshomeowner.com/4seasons is where you can go to download your checklist and your infographic, everything that you need, materials, everything that you will need in order to complete all of this work. So one other thing not even think about is making sure, this is an inside thing, costs you absolutely nothing, is to make sure your ceiling fans are running counterclockwise. When you're looking up at them, you want them to run counterclockwise because that'll provide a cooling effect so that the air is keeping you a little cooler. Ceiling fans running in a room without someone in it is a waste of time and a waste of energy. It only cools you, it doesn't cool the room, so you'll want to make sure there's just a little switch right up around right where the blades attach. There'll be a switch there on 90% of all ceiling fans that'll allow you to make that counterclockwise. Hey, we're throwing a lot of information at you right now, so if you have any questions or any comments, leave them for us here and we'll get right back on them to make sure you get all the information that you need, because this makes it manageable to have a home in order to really feel comfortable and that you're maintaining your home and that it's working well, because you know it's a big investment and you can't do it all at one time. But if you follow our 4 seasons of home ownership, it allows you to do it in bite-sized pieces. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Like I said, this entire list, all these things I just mentioned to you in the top 10 list, we estimate it'll take you 8.5 hours and it'll cost you $120. And you might do a couple hours here and a couple hours there, and within a week you'll have everything completed on this list. Now, I might mention a couple of the other things. If you're really ambitious and you really want to get some things done, here's some other ideas in our category called If Time and Budget Allow. Pressure wash any of the decks, fencing, and driveways that you have. Add additional insulation to your attic. Organize at least one closet in your house. If you try to organize them all, too much. Just do one. Dust any of the lampshades. And I'll tell you what's great to use on that is a clothes dryer sheet. They're perfect, whether they're new or they're used, works great because of their electrostatic properties to be able to clean all of that off. Really is a great way to go. Also, aerate and fertilize your lawn, perfect time to do that. And then if you have any spots out in your yard, then you can plant sod or reseed those. So just a few of the things you can see that's very, very easy to take care of in and around the house. And like I say, here at Today's Homeowner, we try to keep it practical, realistic, and very obtainable in order to do everything we're talking about. And I'll tell you what, if you wander around Home Depot, be amazed at all the plants they have available. This is a big time of the year for a lot of people that really want to get their house looking well, and Home Depot knows that. They will address anything that you need, on advising you on fertilizer that you might need or any amendments that you may need. They have soil test kits that you can use to see exactly the conditions that you have, and so that you can, all the work that you do, really be able to benefit from it as we move through the rest of the year. Hey, we really appreciate you taking some time to be with us here on the Today's Homeowner Facebook page. And if you have comments, if you have questions, let us know. We appreciate our friends at Home Depot for making it possible for us to provide this information to you. And if we can help you in any other way, you know how to get in touch with us here at Today's Homeowner. You can go to todayshomeowner.com/ask. Ask us any questions, give us any comments you might have. We even have a 24-hour-a-day line that you can give us a call. It's called the Today's Homeowner Hotline, 800-946-4420. A lot of different ways that we can help you with any of the challenges that you face as a homeowner. Hey, thanks so much, Danny Lipford. We'll see you again soon.